today is 91, which occurred in 2007, and the record low is 32, which occurred in 1966. Sunrise today is at 7:03 a.m. and sunset is at 6:35 p.m. Here is the official National Weather Service forecast for Chesapeake Bay from Pools Island to Drum Point, issued at 7:07 a.m., Saturday, October 7th. Today, northwest winds 5 to 10 knots, increasing to 15 to 20 knots with gusts up to 25 knots late this morning and afternoon. Waves around 2 feet or less. Patchy fog early this morning. A chance of showers this morning. A slight chance of thunderstorms. Showers likely this afternoon. Visibility 1 to 3 nautical miles early this morning. Tonight, northwest winds 20 to 25 knots, becoming west 15 to 20 knots after midnight. Waves around 2 feet or less. Sunday, west winds 15 to 20 knots, diminishing to 10 to 15 knots in the afternoon. Waves around 2 feet or less. Sunday night, west winds 10 to 15 knots with gusts up to 20 knots. Waves around 2 feet or less. Columbus Day, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots, diminishing to 5 to 10 knots after midnight. Waves around 2 feet or less. Tuesday, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming northwest overnight. Waves around 2 feet or less. Wednesday, west winds around 10 knots, becoming south overnight. Waves around 2 feet or less. Winds and seas higher and near thunderstorms. You're listening to NOAA Weather Radio All Hazards, the voice of the National Weather Service on station West XK 97 from Sudlersville, Maryland, on a frequency of 162.50 megahertz. This programming originates from the National Weather Service Forecast Office in Mount Holly, New Jersey. The station provides a 24-hour broadcast of 7-day forecasts, hourly weather observations, local climate data, along with marine and regional warning information. If you have questions about this broadcast, please contact us at 609-261-6600 between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Tests are run on Wednesdays between 11 a.m. and noon. Thank you for listening to NOAA Weather Radio All Hazards. At Chesapeake Bay at Colchester, low tide is at 9:20 a.m. Saturday. High tide is at 2:23 p.m. Saturday. Low tide is at 10 p.m. Saturday. High tide is at 3:18 a.m. Sunday. At Chesapeake Bay at Cambridge, high tide is at 11:10 a.m. Saturday. Low tide is at 5:30 p.m. Saturday. High tide is at 12:07 a.m. Sunday. Low tide is at 6:51 a.m. Sunday. Here is the area weather summary. A cold front moves through the region today. High pressure then builds in from the west starting on Sunday and will persist through the new week. The following is a special weather statement from the National Weather Service for the following county: Dorchester, Maryland. Patchy dense fog this morning. Patchy dense fog has developed over the area this morning. Visibilities in spots are between 1/2 and 1 mile, with a few locations dropping to a 1/4 mile or less. The fog may expand some towards sunrise, before slowly dissipating by around 9 a.m. Motorists should be alert for sudden changes in visibility due to the areas of dense fog. Drive at reduced speeds and use low beam headlights only. This is NOAA Weather Radio All Hazards for Eastern Shore of Maryland. Station WXK 97 from Sudlersville, Maryland, on a frequency of 162.5 megahertz. At 8 a.m. in eastern Maryland, it was clear. The temperature was 63 degrees, the dew point 63 degrees, and the relative humidity 100%. The wind was northwest at 10 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.76 inches and steady. At Dover, Delaware, it was partly cloudy. The temperature was 68 degrees. report at 8 a.m. At Cambridge, Maryland, the air temperature was 66 degrees. The winds were from the northwest at 8 knots. The water temperature was 71 degrees. At Colchester Beach, Maryland, the air temperature was 67 degrees. The winds were from the north at 15 knots. The water temperature was 74 degrees. The current time is 8:38 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Here is the regional weather forecast. For the eastern shore of Maryland and vicinity, today, patchy fog this morning. Mostly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. A chance of showers this morning, then showers likely this afternoon. Sun is warm with highs in the upper 60s. Northwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Less humid blows in the upper 40s. Northwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Sunday, mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 60s. West winds 10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Sunday night, partly cloudy in the evening, then clearing. Lows in the upper 40s. West winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Columbus Day, sunny. Highs in the mid-60s. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday night, partly cloudy in the evening, then becoming mostly cloudy. Lows in the lower 50s. Tuesday, mostly sunny. Highs in the upper 60s. Tuesday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the upper 40s. Wednesday, sunny. Highs in the upper 60s. Wednesday night, mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows in the lower 50s. Thursday, mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 70s. Thursday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the upper 50s. Friday, partly sunny in the morning, then mostly cloudy with a chance of showers in the afternoon. Highs in the lower 70s. Chance of rain 40%. Here is the official National Weather Service forecast for Lower Delaware Bay, issued at 7:07 a.m., Saturday, October 7th. Today, west winds around 5 knots, becoming northwest 10 to 15 knots late this morning, then increasing to 20 to 25 knots with gusts up to 30 knots early this afternoon, diminishing to 15 to 20 knots with gusts up to 25 knots late. Waves 2 to 3 feet. Patchy fog early this morning. A chance of showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms until late afternoon, then a chance of showers late. Visibility 1 to 3 nautical miles early this morning. Tonight, northwest winds 20 to 25 knots with gusts up to 30 knots. Waves 2 to 4 feet. A slight chance of showers until midnight. Sunday, west winds 15 to 20 knots with gusts up to 25 knots. Waves 3 to 5 feet. Sunday night, west winds 10 to 15 knots with gusts up to 25 knots. Waves 2 to 4 feet. Columbus Day, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming around 10 knots after midnight. Waves 2 to 3 feet. Tuesday, west winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming northwest after midnight. Waves around 2 feet in the morning, then 1 foot or less. Wednesday, northwest winds around 10 knots, becoming west until midnight, then becoming southwest after midnight. Waves around 2 feet or less. Winds and seas higher and near thunderstorms. Here is the official National Weather Service forecast for Upper Delaware Bay, issued at 7:07 a.m., Saturday, October 7th. Today, west winds around 5 knots, becoming northwest 15 to 20 knots with gusts up to 25 knots. Waves 1 to 2 feet. Patchy fog early this morning. A chance of showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms until late afternoon, then a chance of showers late. Visibility 1 to 3 nautical miles early this morning. Tonight, northwest winds 20 to 25 knots with gusts up to 30 knots. Waves 2 to 3 feet. A slight chance of showers until midnight. Sunday, west winds 15 to 20 knots with gusts up to 25 knots. Waves 2 to 3 feet. Sunday night, west winds 10 to 15 knots with gusts up to 25 knots. Waves around 2 feet. Columbus Day, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming around 10 knots overnight. Waves around 2 feet, then 1 foot or less. Tuesday, west winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming northwest after midnight. Waves around 2 feet Service forecast for Chesapeake Bay from Pools Island to Drum Point issued at 7:07 a.m. Saturday, October 7th. Today, northwest winds 5 to 10 knots, increasing to 15 to 20 knots with gusts up to 25 knots late this morning and afternoon. Waves around 2 feet or less. Patchy fog early this morning. A chance of showers this morning. A slight chance of thunderstorms. Showers likely this afternoon. Visibility 1 to 3 nautical miles early this morning. Tonight, northwest winds 20 to 25 knots, becoming west 15 to 20 knots after midnight. Waves around 2 feet or less. Sunday, west winds 15 to 20 knots, diminishing to 10 to 15 knots in the afternoon. Waves around 2 feet or less. Sunday night, west winds 10 to 15 knots with gusts up to 20 knots. Waves around 2 feet or less. Columbus Day, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots, diminishing to 5 to 10 knots after midnight. Waves around 2 feet or less. Tuesday, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming northwest overnight. Waves around 2 feet or less. Wednesday, west winds around 10 knots, becoming south overnight. Waves around 2 feet or less. Winds and seas higher and near thunderstorms. Here is the area weather summary. A cold front moves through the region today. High pressure then builds in from the west starting on Sunday and will persist through the new week. The following is a special weather statement from the National Weather Service for the following county: Dorchester, Maryland. Patchy dense fog this morning. Patchy dense fog has developed over the area this morning. Visibilities in spots are between 1/2 and 1 mile, with a few locations dropping to a 1/4 mile or less. The fog may expand some towards sunrise, before slowly dissipating by around 9 a.m. Motorists should be alert for sudden changes in visibility due to the areas of dense fog. Drive at reduced speeds and use low beam headlights only. At 8 a.m. in Eastern Maryland, it was clear. The temperature was 63 degrees, the dew point 63 degrees, and the relative humidity 100%. The wind was northwest at 10 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.76 inches and steady. At Dover, Delaware, it was partly cloudy. The temperature was 68 degrees, the dew point 68 degrees, and the relative humidity 100%. The wind was calm. The pressure was 29.73 inches and falling. At Baltimore, Washington International Airport, it was mostly cloudy. The temperature was 66 degrees, the dew point 61 degrees, and the relative humidity 84%. The wind was west at 8 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.77 inches and steady. At Wilmington Airport, it was cloudy. The temperature was 68 degrees, the dew point 67 degrees, and the relative humidity 96%. The wind was calm. The pressure was 29.75 inches and falling. Here are some reports across Del Mar at 8 a.m. Fog was reported with a temperature of 66 at Southbury, 68 at Ocean City, and 67 at Wallops Island, Virginia. At Annapolis, it was partly cloudy with a temperature of 66. At Georgetown, Delaware, it was cloudy with a temperature of 68. Other nearby locations at 8 a.m. At Richmond, rain was falling with a temperature of 66. At Philadelphia, fog was reported with a temperature of 68. At Norfolk, it was partly cloudy with a temperature of 66. At Washington, D.C., it was cloudy with a temperature of 67. At New York City, rain and fog were reported with a temperature of 67. Once again, at 8 a.m. in Eastern Maryland, it was 63 degrees under clear skies. At Dover, Delaware, it was 68 degrees under partly cloudy skies. At Baltimore, Washington International Airport, it was 66 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. And at Wilmington Airport, it was 68 degrees under cloudy skies. Here is a nearby buoy report at 8 a.m. At Cambridge, Maryland, the air temperature was 66 degrees. The winds were from the northwest at 8 knots. The water temperature was 71 degrees. At Colchester Beach, Maryland, the air temperature was 67 degrees. The winds were from the north at 15 knots. The water temperature was 74 degrees. The current time is 8:47 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Here is the regional weather forecast. For the eastern shore of Maryland and vicinity, today, patchy fog this morning. Mostly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. A chance of showers this morning, then showers likely this afternoon. Not as warm with highs in the upper 60s. 60s. Tuesday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the upper 40s. Wednesday, sunny. Highs in the upper 60s. Wednesday night, mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows in the lower 50s. Thursday, mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 70s. Thursday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the upper 50s. Friday, partly sunny in the morning, then mostly cloudy with a chance of showers in the afternoon. Highs in the lower 70s. Chance of rain 20%. Here is the official National Weather Service forecast for Lower Delaware Bay, issued at 7:07 a.m., Saturday, October 7th. Today, west winds around 5 knots, becoming northwest 10 to 15 knots late this morning, then increasing to 20 to 25 knots with gusts up to 30 knots early this afternoon, diminishing to 15 to 20 knots with gusts up to 25 knots late. Waves 2 to 3 feet. Patchy fog early this morning. A chance of showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms until late afternoon, then a chance of showers late. Visibility 1 to 3 nautical miles early this morning. Tonight, northwest winds 20 to 25 knots with gusts up to 30 knots. Waves 2 to 4 feet. A slight chance of showers until midnight. Sunday, west winds 15 to 20 knots with gusts up to 25 knots. Waves 3 to 5 feet. Sunday night, west winds 10 to 15 knots with gusts up to 25 knots. Waves 2 to 4 feet. Columbus Day, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming around 10 knots after midnight. Waves 2 to 3 feet. Tuesday, west winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming northwest after midnight. Waves around 2 feet in the morning, then 1 foot or less. Wednesday, winds around 10 knots, becoming west until midnight, then becoming southwest after midnight. Waves around 2 feet or less. Winds and seas higher and near thunderstorms. Here is the official National Weather Service forecast for Upper Delaware Bay, issued at 7:07 a.m., Saturday, October 7th. Today, west winds around 5 knots, becoming northwest 15 to 20 knots with gusts up to 25 knots. Waves 1 to 2 feet. Patchy fog early this morning. A chance of showers, thunderstorms until late afternoon, then a chance of showers late. Visibility 1 to 3 nautical miles early this morning. Tonight, northwest winds 20 to 25 knots with gusts up to 30 knots. Waves 2 to 3 feet. A slight chance of showers until midnight. Sunday, west winds 15 to 20 knots with gusts up to 25 knots. Waves 2 to 3 feet. Sunday night, west winds 10 to 15 knots with gusts up to 25 knots. Waves around 2 feet. Columbus Day, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming around 10 knots overnight. Waves around 2 feet, then 1 foot or less. Tuesday, west winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming northwest after midnight. Waves around 2 feet or less. Wednesday, west winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming southwest overnight. Waves around 2 feet or less. Winds and seas higher and near thunderstorms. Here is the official National Weather Service forecast for Chesapeake Bay from Pools Island to Drum Point, issued at 7:07 a.m., Saturday, October 7th. Today, northwest winds 5 to 10 knots, increasing to 15 to 20 knots with gusts up to 25 knots late this morning and afternoon. Waves around 2 feet or less. Patchy fog early this morning. A chance of showers this morning. A slight chance of thunderstorms. Showers likely this afternoon. Visibility 1 to 3 nautical miles early this morning. Tonight, northwest winds 20 to 25 knots, becoming west 15 to 20 knots after midnight. 78 degrees. The normal high is 73. The record high is 90 degrees, which was set in 2013. Yesterday's low temperature was 59 degrees. The normal low is 54. The record low is 28 degrees, which was set in 1965. 0.19 inches of precipitation fell yesterday, which brings the monthly total to 0.19 inches. This is 0.60 inches below the normal amount of 0.79 inches for October. The total precipitation for the season since September 1st now stands at 7.60 inches, which is 2.27 inches above normal. The total precipitation for the year is now 34.30 inches, which is 0.40 inches above normal. There were no heating degree days yesterday, and there were 4 cooling degree days yesterday. The normal high temperature for today is 73 degrees, and the normal low is 53. The record high for today is 91, which occurred in 2007, and the record low is 32, which occurred in 1966. Sunrise today is at 7:03 a.m. and sunset at 6:35 p.m. Here's the National Weather Service forecast for Upper Delaware Bay at 7:07 a.m. Saturday, October 7th. Today, winds around 5 knots, becoming northwest 15 to 20 knots, gusts up to 25 knots.
Alright, we're going.